Good morning everyone, welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. Today is a magical day because today is the 4th of July.
America might have had it before,
yeah,
but it means a brand new meaning for English people.
It means the theme parks are open in the UK. Obviously we have like COVID secure locations now, and the theme parks are in that COVID secure ban, so we're allowed to visit. Obviously social distancing is a thing, you have limited numbers. Can quite happily say they actually checked our pre-booked tickets today, which weren't checked on the zoo day, which is good. Crowd levels at the moment are very low, it's just 10 o'clock now. We're heading down to the Vampire. We were on the last public train for the Vampire. Now the rules that they've got in place at the moment is you don't have to wear a mask, but you have to wear a mask on the roller coasters. We'll also be wearing masks in the queue lines just because you're a bit closer there. There will be social distancing markers. But we do have a mask, which Louise has got a Disney one and I've got a World of Coasters branded one, which Louise is going to show you. She's got a Pooh one.
I've got a Pooh
and
mask.
I'll show you mine in a minute when we get in the queue. Anyway, I am so excited to be back at the theme parks. Yeah, Vampire's running. Now, I said in the last vlog at Chessington, we were going to be at Thorpe Park today and Chessington Sunday. However, when the tickets came live, we missed out on Thorpe Park's opening day. So it was like all hands to scramble Sunday tickets, and then we were kind of like had nothing planned for today. But yesterday I double checked, and there were actually tickets available for the for annual pass holders today. So they must have just let a few more out. Anyway, we're going to head straight over to Transylvania or Wildwoods now, past the side entrance. It's absolutely dead along here. Not a lot of people at all.
With a bit of a repaint.
It could do, really.
It's a bit of a smart knot.
But yeah, we're gonna get on everything. We're gonna give you full details of the social distancing. It'll be interesting how busy it gets because obviously today is the first day they've reopened, so I'm expecting it. Well, it is sold out.
Yeah.
So today we're at Chessington. Tomorrow we're at Thorpe Park with Lewis, and then next week we're at Alton Towers. So join us as we have a look around Chessington. Excuse my hair. It's already going everywhere.
No one cares about your
I know.
hair.
I'm getting a haircut on Monday.
You're such a girl.
It was a choice of a haircut today or on Monday, and I was like,
the theme parks.
The theme parks obs. So yeah, let's go on to the Vampire. So it's 10 o'clock on the nose. They haven't actually opened the Vampire queue yet. Oh, there we go. They've just opened it. Now for the Vampire. It's queuing from this section, but there's social distancing markers, as I've already shown you.
I don't think many people are taking much.
No, not really. It'll also be interesting to see how long this takes, because this is obviously going to be one of the longer queues for the park, because it is the biggest roller coaster here. We obviously can't take you on the rides, but we will be showing you inside the station in case you missed our last vlog where you had all the refurbishments done for the 30th anniversary. Which go out into the queue where they actually re-tarmac the whole thing and cleaned a lot of it up. So you won't be able to see me very well. We've been queuing about an hour now. Every half an hour they're doing deep cleans, so we were held at the gate first people to go through. So we should be straight on. So it's an empty station, straight into the ride. Obviously, they've done the refurbishments, the animatronic is working, and it looks like we're going to be on the front row, guys. So we'll see you when we get off the ride, and we'll give you our full review on what we think of the measures they got in place. So we've just come off of the Vampire, and like I said, we've got a front row on that. I prefer the back row on the Vampire because it's much faster, but for the views it's great. What did you think of it with the masks? I had personally no issues with the masks.
No, I thought it was alright.
Like these are quite well fitted ones. They're custom made if you didn't already realise. Yeah, I was wondering, oh, they're going to fall off, and I imagine the surgical ones possibly could, but no problems with these, and we haven't really seen anyone with issues with them. Anyone I saw on the ride wasn't holding on to it per se, and I didn't have to adjust mine once through that. So anyway, now we're coming out from Transylvania, or Wildwoods, and we're heading towards the rest of the park. It looks like everything's open other than Tiger Rock at the moment and Safari. I don't know whether Tiger Rock's going to just open later on. Because, you know, it's constantly moving right, I don't know how they're deep cleaning it really. But as we come into the market square area of the park, we can see that the crowd levels aren't too bad, to be honest. In that queue we waited about an hour, which was what was advertised. I thought the operations were done quite well, to be honest. The seats were heavily disinfected. They'd just done a cleaning cycle before we got on. And it was good to see, you know, all the staff members wearing gloves, they're hand sanitising. We've obviously got a bottle of hand sanitizer as well. Like I say, you can move around the park quite easily as well, so I don't know what we're going to go on next. I think we might head to Toon Blaster. You want to do Toon Blaster?
Only if it's open. I don't know.
It is open. On the app it was advertising a 5-minute queue. I don't know how that will work with the blasters, whether they'll be covered up or what, so we're going to Toon Blaster.
I don't mind if the blasters are covered up. I actually quite like looking at them.
Now that it's had its refurbish, it's much better. So we'll see you over by Toon Blaster and let you know what that's like. So we're just walking past the Rattlesnake. It's advertised in a 10-minute queue. So yeah, we've come into the queue to test whether this is actually 10 minutes. Like I said, we are heading to Toon Blaster, but we want to see how accurate the queue boards are. They have said a few times in the queue for Vampire it's almost impossible to give an accurate queue time because they don't know. It's queuing from around the corner, but assuming everyone's social distancing, I reckon it's going to be nearer 20 minutes to this one, but we'll soon find out. Right, so we've just come off of the Rattlesnake. That ended up being about a 25-minute wait because we had to have a wait for a deep clean on the ride. But that one you don't actually have to wear a face mask on the ride because you're in your own car. However, we both did again, and
you just like
no
make
problems.
Fun out of me and my blue mask. And look, it's left me on marks where my makeup is.
So when we're out of the queues and that, we don't have to wear the mask. But I'm trying to leave mine on because we're meant to be going to Disneyland Paris later in the year, and you've got to wear a mask all the time in that park. So I'm kind of training myself up. Now we're heading over to Toon Blaster, which is apparently open. And we'll hopefully see what they're doing there, because this is like one of the most interactive rides, if not the most interactive ride in the park, because you obviously have the blasters. I wouldn't be surprised if they totally close the blasters off. Right, so Toon Blaster is the next ride of call as we head round to it. It's apparently closed at the moment, so don't know whether they'll be opening that one up later, but it was open on the app. So at the moment, Toon Blaster is down for technical difficulties, so we can't go on it, but it has been open today. It's been reporting a queue line. Crowd levels at the moment, it's not too bad around here at all. It's very quiet. The queues are quite big for the rides, but I feel the social distancing is being done really well. So Toon Blaster is now open and we're joining the queue. Hopefully it won't be too long because it's been down, so I imagine the queue's totally empty. There might have been deep cleaning. But they are using the extension queue, which I wasn't expecting. So we'll let you know how this ride goes. One interesting thing to note is they've got all the stage lights on in here, so it's nice and bright in the station building.
We're just preparing the utility vehicle for your mission into the tomb. It'll be arriving shortly. Please prepare to board.
After 5,000 years of disturbed my chamber, and I have been awoken. Stop me from escaping into the outside world. I can control everything in this room.
It's now safe to remove the spectral blasters. You are only home.
My true physical form. I will win this
to be really careful what you step.
Survive my army so far. Then be prepared to what I have learned. Now rise my wrist. Beast of their
So we've just come off of Tomb Blaster. Before we went on it, the stage, the lights were on, but they went off just as the car dispatched. Anyway, as we come past Rainforest now, you can see the new log flume ride running across. They've got markings on the floor telling people to keep left, which is good. Might go on this one later. Do you want to maybe try this one later? It's a bit of a super soaker, but it's a good laugh. I'm actually finding the crowd levels better today than at the zoo day, wouldn't you say?
We haven't been round the zoo areas.
No, we haven't been round the zoo areas, but mainly because the queues are open, so you don't have so much of a problem with people bottlenecking at the animal exhibits. Oh,
And look,
got a tortoise out.
that's a rock. And that's the other one.
Oh, bless. So these are some of the animals they've got in Rainforest area. Good spot, Louise. Just having a run and give up.
Oh, no.
Comes off
Got a
again.
little bit of like hay out of its mouth, like it's in the Old West. Can you see?
Yeah. And then in the background here we got the Ranger vehicles, which is a good retheme of the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And,
And look,
of
they
course
got a little
the...
pool there.
What's that?
They got a
Oh,
little
they filled it
pool.
up in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to go on this one later to have a look what they've done.
Look, there's one in the corner under that.
Right, so on the glass they've made a bit more permanent signage to not touch the windows. Got one of the tortoises hiding away. And yeah, I'm quite happy with how they've implemented the social distancing along here. Like, as I said earlier on in the vlog, they made it 1 metre, well 2 metres where possible, but a metre is acceptable now. Obviously in the queues are all 2 metres. This was where we had a bit of trouble last time with the social distancing because all the tigers were out. So we're going into Land of the Tiger to ride Tiger Rock. We can see how busy it is here. Our next ride, Tiger Rock. Doesn't look like it's running quite yet, but be opening soon. They open this one from midday. So as expected, now the rides are open, obviously social distancing is much easier because people are in the queues, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I don't think they've really gone overboard with their like balance on the rides, you know, like the capacity rather. I feel they've got that just about right. I don't feel it's too busy and I don't feel it's too quiet. Like I say, you wait about an hour for Vampire, but that's like normal on a busy day, so you just got to pretend it's a busy day, but it's not. Hopefully as things go on they'll settle things down and allow more people into the parks, and hopefully one day, maybe next season, we'll be back to normality and we'll be able to roam around the parks as normal. So one of the immediate benefits of them just opening this area up is it's totally empty. There are people on the boats though, as you've just seen, so hopefully there won't be much of a queue for Tiger Rock, and after which I think it's going to be about lunchtime. So when it comes to water rides, they're only recommending masks on them because of course masks are no good if they get wet. However, these are like reusable ones, so I'll probably wear it on the ride and imagine Louise will. It looks like it's not a long queue at all, it's just going over to the first bridge, so we'll probably only be waiting about 10-15 minutes for this. So again, it's good to see every single ride we've been on, without fail, there have been social distancing markers, which is good. Yeah, this queue could use a bit of TLC, to be honest. They're a bit overgrown, but I don't know, they probably should have done this before they opened. So this is how long the wait is for this ride. It's going to be straight on into the station. Absolutely no queue for this one. You excited for this one, Lou?
Yeah.
Who is on? Right. This is definitely the way I want to be riding rides. Absolutely no queue whatsoever. So it's our first walk on of the day. Obviously no filming on any of the rides here, so I can't even take you on the water rides. I will see you when we get off of Tiger Rock. So we've just come off of Tiger Rock. I've taken my mask off now because we're about to have some lunch. Walk on, the first walk on ride, and my god, I got quite well on that. I'm going to have to sort my hair out, it's going everywhere. So we just finished our lunch and we're walking round through Land of the Tiger. We decided we're going to go either Gruffalo, but if the queue isn't too bad, we're going to go on Dragon's Fury. Dragon's Fury is advertising a 20-minute queue at the moment. So as we go past, we gauge the queue and go off of that. Crowd levels are still looking pretty good here, to be honest. Like, it's not overly busy. There's a good gap between the people, which is good to see. I've already said, but tomorrow we're going to Fort Park, which I am mega excited for, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, we haven't been there this season. It would have been the other way round had we planned it better, but it's worked out as our local first. But yeah, that'll be next week's vlog because I am uploading weekly at the moment. And then of course the following week we're going to the Towers for 3 days. We're going Friday, Saturday and Sunday, staying in a Premier Inn, so I am so excited to go there. Anyway, as we come around to Dragon's Fury now, we'll let you know what the queue's like. But yeah, I'm much more happy with what they've done around here. These are new, I was just about to say. I think they probably realised there was quite a choke point there, it is quite narrow. So even like little things like this, they've covered up all the interactive points. Like normally you can interact with this by like touching the gold coin, and yeah, they covered it up so people don't want to touch it. I don't think it even works if you touch it with your foot. One thing I will say that I totally forgot to mention about, nearly said Loggers Leap, about Tiger Rock, is that they hadn't swept the boats out, had they?
No.
Like they really hadn't, and there was a lot of debris in the boats, like twigs and all that. And the thing that just brought it to my attention was parts of the queue, not so much here, but at the entrance it was like really dirty on the floor, like just twigs and stuff that they could have swept up to make it a bit neater. But yeah, I think Tiger Rock needs a bit of TLC before they fully reopen it to the public. So we've just come off of Dragon's Fury, and my god, what an experience. Obviously they're distributing you into your own group, so there's 2 of us. We made the horrible mistake of sitting on the same side, and it spun so much, it was unbelievable. Like,
And it mostly went backwards.
like, oh, like that's probably one of the most nauseating rides I've had on that in a long time. I've got to say about that one, the queue line wasn't too
Not
good.
happy with that.
Not happy with the social distancing in there at all. Like, it's a confined queue. If you've been on it, you know it's very zigzaggy. I know it's obviously quite close quarters, but I feel they could have put perspex screens up either side of the queues because people were just like next to each other and it was just very tight. And one other thing that I noticed about that ride is none of the staff, like every ride we've been on so far, every 5 or 10 minutes the staff have been saying, you know, the wait time, the cleaning time. That ride there was not a single announcement.
I don't think we'll be going on that one.
No,
again
won't be
today.
rushing to go on that one today, but I would like to get on Vampire later. Anyway, we're heading down towards Gruffalo the ride now. It feels like it's getting quieter, but I don't know because it hasn't been too busy all day, has it?
No, but I suppose the queues have now dispersed, haven't they?
Oh yeah. So we're just going past where the Blue Barnacle was. I showed you this last week when we came here. Not really any more work done. I'm not sure whether that was originally made for this season or next, but the ride hasn't been installed, so almost certainly next season. If we go on Toon Blaster again later, I have to show you from the extension queue. They've actually got some construction going on, haven't they, Lou? Did you notice that earlier? I forgot to film it. No, Louise didn't notice. She felt a bit nauseous after that. Like, I feel dizzy. Like Christ. Yeah, but overall I'm very impressed with Chessington's way of dealing with this. Just that one ride was a bit of a letdown. So next up, Gruffalo River Ride Adventure, advertising a 25-minute queue, substantially shorter than the other day. I'd probably say we might only be waiting 25 minutes. But so hopefully it won't be too long on this one. I'll be able to film on this one, guys, and we'll see you in the station building when we get on the Gruffalo. You excited? Into the station competition building for the Gruffalo ride, and oh my god, as you can probably see from the previous shots, not well implemented at all.
I don't know if you get the end.
You probably can't, but yeah, it's not very well implemented, the social distancing on that one. It's a bit too close. They could have almost used like dismantling part of the queue in my opinion. But yeah, we're in the building now, and we should be on the run in about 5-10 minutes. This queue's actually been shorter than advertised. So we're on the Gruffalo now. I've taken the opportunity, because we're in a boat on our own, to take my mask off because it's so stuffy in here. It's like hard to breathe. But yeah, I filmed something like for you guys. They're like separating the boats so they're using every other boat. So the boat behind us isn't being used. So you can see here, it's empty. And when it comes out the corner, if it comes out the corner, it's empty. Like I say, the queuing is a bit of an issue in that one. I feel they could maybe change that a bit, but you know, if everyone follows the floor markings, it does kind of work. The problem is people don't. So I don't know how well you can see, but one of the main reasons they've separated the people in boats is the fact that you end up with this where they back up and block each other, so you need the space. Our boat is slowly sinking. Sadly, my foot was right where that was. So
No, not sadly, thankfully.
here we go. Well, I just put my feet up because I don't want my feet to get wet with this water sloshing around. Here we go. Where are the fountains? They're down there.
Oh my eyes. So we've come off of the Gruffalo and we come into the burger kitchen because fancy some chips, just fancy a little snack to keep us going. I mean, the shake diet's
But yeah, the shake diet's going amazing. Just having a look at some of the social distancing in here. There's obviously no eating in the building, and this is the queuing system they've got in place, and there's no one here, so we should be able to go straight through to the, hopefully we can use the self-checkouts. So yeah, can't really fault them for what they're doing for in the restaurants. I think that's well implemented, don't you, Lou? Even if it was busy, would you say that's well implemented?
My chips are cold, I can feel them.
Oh no.
I'm hungry, so it's cold. Oh my god, I need to feel like a...
Just when the camera's on. We're going to find somewhere to sit and quickly have this, and then we'll find another ride to go on. Right, so we're done in the wild woods now. Anyway, it's really dropping off here now. I think people are starting to go home. But the queues are still advertising as really quite long. So yeah, we're going to have a look. I think we're just going to go for re-rides now. We're not going to look at the zoo today. Obviously we came here last week.
Oh look!
Oh, they've opened the Ben & Jerry's stall. We came in last week with the idea of going around the zoo, obviously because there were no rides open. So today we just want to kind of focus on the rides, and I think we're just going to go re-rides. We're not too fussed on Safari, which is open. It's for a 60-minute queue. But I do feel like we're going to end with Vampire, so we'll probably get one, maybe two more rides in. I don't know. It depends how busy it actually is. But yeah, the plan is I think we're heading towards Toon Blast at the moment. So as we're making our way to the Bitten Kingdom now, which is where construction has progressed quite a lot on the other side of this fence. I'll show you when we get in the queue for Toon Blaster in a minute if we go on it. But as you can see, it's really dropped off here now, isn't it? Like obviously the rainforest area of the park we reviewed in a video prior. Looks quite busy in there, obviously that's the new ride.
Yeah, we went on it.
Yeah, we've been on it, so I'm not in a rush to go on it at the moment.
Plus you get soaked on that way.
Like we're thinking, it says 35 minutes, but it's not queuing up the top, and I'd expect it to be queuing at the top for 35 minutes socially distanced. So let's get in the queue for Toon Blaster. So as you saw there, Toon Blaster's closing, and it's been closed a couple of times today. It doesn't appear to be just deep cleaning. I think it's got some form of technical issue, yeah, because like I said, when we went on it last time, we joined the queue just as it was like reopening, and the lights were all on, but then when we went through, they turned off. I was like, oh, the lights on right, I can get a POV, but no.
Right, so with Toon Blaster closed at the moment, we decided to come around to Safari, which is advertising a 25-minute queue now. I don't know whether to believe that because a minute ago it was advertising a 60-minute queue, and on its board here it's advertising a 45-minute queue, so which one to believe? There's only one way to find out. We're going to head through towards Safari. Safari is open, but the queue is quite long. So we've only got an hour left until park close now, so what do you want to do, Tiger Rock?
I really want to go on Tiger Rock again.
Well, let's do Tiger Rock, then head over to Vampire. We've made our way round to Wild Asia now, which we haven't actually been in this area of the park all day, have we though? So it's
shut.
Yeah, even the shop's shut here. Cobra hasn't been open all day. I think that's due to technical difficulties rather than the ride not operating. Tuk Tuk Terminal is open, but to be honest, I think tomorrow when we go to Fort Park we're just going to go on the Dodgems there.
Yeah, because like me and Luke just seemed to ruin ourselves when we went on Dragon's Fury. And I don't want to be bashed around.
Fair enough. So we're going over to Tiger Rock via this elongated way because there were quite a few people collecting at the time of Tiger Rock.
Yeah.
The decision as to whether we're going to ride it is whether it's got a long queue, because I'd rather go on the Vampire than Tiger Rock, and Tiger Rock is advertising a 45-minute queue right now. So Cobra is shut today, and I believe the chair swing is also shut today. I don't know whether these were installed at the beginning of the new season back in March, but new signage, which is quite good to see. So we're in the queue for Tiger Rock now. It's advertising 45 minutes, but it's not queuing out here. Even with a 45-minute queue, I'd probably say would, even in normal circumstances, would be like to here. So I think it's going to be walk-on. So we're going to do this, then head round to the Vampire, giving you our full in-depth review of what we thought about today. Louise is in the men's toilet, but they've decided to make them all unisex, I imagine to just avoid queues. But obviously the men's urinals are still fully an option. How did you like the men's toilet?
I felt very manly.
So the final ride of the day, it's just gone half past, it's about 25 to. We're going over towards the Vampire to get our last ride of the day, and sadly Chessington shuts at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow when we go to Fort Park, they shut at 5, so yeah, I know. Chessington and Legoland shut at 4. Legoland shuts at 5, but the ride's shut at 4. So if we go to Legoland, we'll save like the model village and all that for the final hour. But yeah, I've been overly impressed. We won't go into full details of what we're thinking until the very end of the video. But yeah, so we've made it to our final ride of the day, or at least our planned final ride of the day. There's 20 minutes to go. It's advertising a 40-minute queue at the moment, and it looks like yeah, it could possibly be broken down. Either that or they're doing a deep clean on it, because there's no activity since we've been walking up to it, and you probably would have seen at least one train at one point of the ride by now. But yeah, let's see what the queue's like when we get down to it. So it is queuing from just before the food kiosk, and either this is the largest group in the world or I don't really know. So one good thing that we've just noticed now we come around the corner is they're not using the extension queue, which means it's not that long a queue at all, and should we be able to get on this quick enough, we'll get on Gruffalo afterwards. Look, Lou's taking a selfie. Wow. So yeah, we've made it to nearly the front of the queue at the gate, and I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty disgusted by this. There's no staff member at the gate, and
luckily the people behind us are giving us.
Yeah, it's just an absolute cluster at the moment. It's crazy. People just don't seem to care at times. So we've just come off the last ride of the day. It's currently about 25 past 4 now. Great backseat row ride on the Vampire. Can't go wrong with that. I've got to say though, when the social distance isn't being managed by staff members, it's not very good at all. Like, it's very close inside the building, so they weren't holding people, but you know, when it is being managed, it's brilliant. Right guys, so that is it for today. We have had a full day at Chessington from rope drop to gate close. All the rides are closed now, so we come past the vampire entrance again. It is in fact closed, as you can see. For the most part, I've been very impressed today. They seem to have got the crowd levels right. I feel that the park's not overcrowded. There's no major bottlenecks that can't be helped. The only downside I've had is there's a few queues where the social distancing could be a little bit better. But you know, it's the first day. They will need to learn a few bits. What's your thoughts?
See, I think I'm a little bit more sensitive than Luke because in my job I have to be so hygienic. So like when I come here and you just see people like not following the rules or just having common sense, it really annoys me. So from that point of view, like towards the end of the day, that started to bother me more than you. But
yeah, definitely. Like Louise is a dental nurse, and I work in a supermarket, so I've had to deal with more people that don't seem to care. Meanwhile, you've had to
everything has to be checked and sanitised, and it's got to be perfect.
Yeah. So like, I can understand. Like I must admit, towards the end, especially in the vampire queue, the staff just abandoned the posts.
They wanted to get people
through. They wanted to get
over. The social distancing was less important than getting people through, and that's a problem.
Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if they receive a few complaints that could change that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, it is the first day back, so there is that. You just hope that they can learn.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like we're at Thorpe Park tomorrow. You won't be seeing that vlog till next week because obviously we upload weekly here. But I'm hoping that they iron out any creases they've got. I'm really looking forward to Thorpe Park tomorrow.
Yeah, I might go and tide away.
We'll see what the weather's like. Right guys, so that's about it for this video. You can see my hair is well and truly ruffled. I don't think...
About your hair. Your hair's
look, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. I'm getting a haircut on Monday, but yeah, tomorrow I don't think I'm going to wax it at all. So anyway guys, that's just about it from the video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll see you in the next video of whatever you choose to make. Till then, bye!